Igniting curiosity across depots, command centers, and beyond. Welcome to your weekly Depot AI brief, where emerging AI meets mission-ready insights.
Absolutely, it is great to be here.
This is a deep dive into Episode 11, AI Innovations Transforming Army Operations.
Right?
Today, we're breaking down exactly how these AI updates impact our four core roles, from the shop floor to the executive suite, and we'll wrap up with key highlights and insights on the commercial tools flashing on our industry radar.
Yeah, and I think that mission has really never been more critical. I mean, across OIB or Organic Industrial Base and AMCO, the Aviation and Missile Command facilities, we are seeing this massive structural shift.
Oh, for sure.
Like artificial intelligence is no longer this abstract buzzword floating around tech conferences. It is, well, it's rapidly becoming a daily operational tool that's just reshaping how you work on the ground right now.
It really is. I mean, imagine walking onto the floor at CCAD, the Corpus Christi Army Depot, and, the mechanic next to you isn't just turning a wrench. They are actively coding a digital assistant to handle their paperwork. And the crazy part, they are doing it without knowing a single line of computer code.
Yeah, exactly.
I am looking at this update about the DoD's GenAI.mil platform launching something called Agent Designer. And the scale of this is just staggering.
It's massive.
They are giving over 3 million DoD employees the ability to build custom AI assistants. So how does a tool like that actually function for someone whose primary job is, fixing helicopters?
Well, the underlying mechanics of Agent Designer are built on a simple drag-and-drop interface, and it's integrated directly with Google Gemini within a secure environment.
Okay, so no coding required.
Right, zero coding.
Yeah.
So let's say an artisan on the floor constantly deals with a specific recurring bottleneck. Maybe it's cross-referencing obscure legacy part numbers with current inventory.
Oh, yeah, that takes forever.
Exactly. Instead of manually searching through PDF manuals for 2 hours, they open Agent Designer. They upload the relevant technical manuals, which are classified as CUI or controlled unclassified information.
Right, so it's sensitive stuff.
Yes. And then they simply type out instructions in plain English, telling the agent, like, whenever I give you a legacy part number, search these specific manuals and output the modern replacement code.
Wow.
The system just translates that plain text into a functional workflow.
It's like a mechanic forging a digital multi-tool custom fit for their own hand.
That's a great way to put it.
But let me push back on the reality of implementing this. If a mechanic at CCAD creates an AI agent for parts lookup or repair guidance, how quickly can that actually make a difference on the floor?
Wow.
Because, the stereotype is that defense red tape usually turns a great shop floor idea into a 3-year procurement waiting game.
Historically, yeah, that was the reality. But the timeline is actively collapsing. We are seeing physical proof of this acceleration with the 21st Theater Sustainment Command out in Europe.
Oh, right, the makerspace.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They just launched the Army's first operational makerspace. It's a dedicated innovation lab where soldiers are given direct access to raw data tools, 3D printers, and AI development platforms to solve their own equipment problems natively.
So they aren't submitting a ticket to an engineering firm, they are building the prototype themselves.
Precisely. And the speed of the soldier-to-production pipeline is shrinking dramatically. Look at the recent Dragon's Lair competition.
Oh, the 82nd Airborne Project.
Yes, paratroopers from the 82nd Airborne recognized a vulnerability in how they carried commercial drones during jumps. They designed a modular drone case, pitched it, and pushed it through to actual production in just 8 months.
Wait, really? 8 months?
Just 8 months. In the world of military acquisition, going from a whiteboard sketch to physical fielding in 8 months is lightning fast. Innovation isn't top-down anymore. It's happening at the point of need.
That is wild. But obviously they can't just log onto a commercial web browser and paste sensitive helicopter schematics into a public chatbot, right?
No, definitely not.
So how does the DoD keep the data from leaking?
Well, that is where the IL5, or Impact Level 5 environment, comes into play. IL5 is the stringent security standard designed to handle highly sensitive but unclassified military data.
Got it.
GenAI Mill operates entirely within this walled garden. To do this securely, artisans should use GenAI.mil to build these custom workflow agents. When they do, that information never touches the public internet.
Right.
It stays strictly behind the secure fence line, ensuring that the intellectual property of our maintenance operations remains protected.
That structural security makes a lot of sense. Now, if we follow the logical progression here, if individual mechanics are out there innovating and generating efficiency data on the shop floor, someone has to make sense of all that information.
Right, it all flows upward.
Exactly, which brings us to the data crunchers. The mechanic generates the data. The analyst has to interpret it.
The logisticians and strategists who are looking at a mountain of supply chain spreadsheets, trying to isolate the single bottleneck, slowing down the entire depot.
And looking at our sources, analysts are facing a severe operational squeeze right now.
Oh, absolutely.
The General Services Administration, the GSA, recently lost 40% of its workforce. 40%.
It's a massive hit.
When you lose almost half your staff, you can't just slap a chatbot on an Excel spreadsheet and call it a day. So how does an analyst actually handle that?
Well, the transition isn't about blind trust. It's about changing the mechanical process of data querying. When an agency like the GSA faces that kind of staffing reduction, the remaining analysts physically cannot read every row of data.
Right.
So they pivot to enterprise platforms like Ask Sage or Army Vantage to automate complex data queries and replace manual Excel tracking. Let's look at how an analyst practically builds a query now.
Okay.
Instead of manually scrolling through 10,000 rows of financial transactions looking for anomalies, the analyst asks the AI to write a deterministic Python script. The script isolates any transaction over a certain dollar amount that deviates from historical averages.
Wait, so the goal isn't for AI to replace the analyst. It's to replace the mindless spreadsheet scrolling so the analyst can actually do the high-level brain work, right?
Exactly right. The AI synthesizes the CUI data, whether it's financial data sets or readiness images, and aggregates it. What used to be a 4-hour manual data aggregation process happens in seconds.
Wow, that's incredible.
And then the analyst spends those 4 hours analyzing what those readiness gaps actually mean for the mission. Congress is actively preparing for this shift, actually. The Bipartisan Economy of the Future Commission Act is looking at exactly this kind of workforce adaptation.
Because the nature of the job is fundamentally altering.
Right. The human analyst isn't being replaced. Their role is elevating from a manual data gatherer to a strategic data interpreter.
That elevation in output is fantastic for the individual analyst. But taking a step back, suddenly a single analyst is producing the output of 5 people.
Yeah, the volume goes way up.
And that kind of accelerated workflow doesn't manage itself. The oversight, the rostering, the sheer administrative friction, that falls squarely on our third group, the team leads and supervisors.
Right, the supervisors. They are the ones managing the intersection of human personnel and machine efficiency. And they're increasingly deploying AI for the heavy administrative lift.
Yeah, based on the reports, they are using pre-built agents on GenAI.mil for drafting after-action reports, coordinating training schedules, and optimizing shift rosters.
It saves them hours every week.
But here's the elephant in the room regarding management. If the AI is doing the scheduling and paperwork, who takes the blame when it messes up?
Accountability.
Exactly. The AI is like an eager intern, but the supervisor still has to sign the final paperwork, right? If it schedules 2 critical maintenance teams for the same block of leave, who takes the hit, the algorithm can't face a reprimand.
No, it can't. And that accountability quotient is the single most important hurdle in military AI adoption. To understand the framework we use, we have to look at how the Pentagon handles high-stakes AI.
Okay, how so?
Defense officials are currently using advanced AI models, like ChatGPT and Grok, which are approved for classified use on the Azure Gov cloud to assist in planning operations. They're even using AI chatbots as recommendation tools to help identify targets in recent conflicts.
Wait, they are using AI to identify military targets. The stakes there are literally life and death.
The stakes are absolute. And because of that, the Pentagon relies on a strict human-in-the-loop framework. These systems are legally and operationally defined as recommendation tools.
I see.
The AI might synthesize thousands of hours of drone feeds and output a recommendation, but the AI does not pull the trigger. A human commander reviews the underlying synthesized data and makes the final decision.
The machine tees up the information, but the human retains the ultimate moral and legal authority.
Exactly. The accountability never leaves the human chain of command. And that exact same framework scales all the way down to a supervisor at a depot.
So the same rules apply to admin work.
100%. Whether supervisors use Microsoft Copilot for admin tasks or GenAI.mil for rostering, the human-in-the-loop model is non-negotiable. The AI might draft the after-action report, but you, the supervisor, must verify its accuracy and sign your name to it. You own the final output.
That makes total sense on the floor. A supervisor takes responsibility for a bad roster. But taking responsibility for one document is entirely different from taking responsibility for a multi-million-dollar enterprise architecture.
Oh, for sure. It's a whole different ballgame.
The commanders and directors, our fourth segment, the executives, have to secure the entire network while navigating massive legal and strategic battles happening behind the tools.
The executive landscape right now is incredibly turbulent. Commanders aren't just looking at the capabilities of a tool, they are evaluating the long-term stability of the vendors providing them.
And that stability is definitely in question right now. I'm looking at a major lawsuit that just dropped. Anthropic is suing the DoD over the supply chain risk label.
Right, that's a massive development.
And just to be completely clear to our listeners, we aren't taking sides on Anthropic's ideological claims or the DoD's risk label. We're just impartially reporting the facts of the lawsuit and its impact on procurement.
Exactly.
But the immediate fallout is a massive void in the vendor landscape.
Nature of horror is a vacuum, right?
Yeah.
While Anthropic fights this legal battle, their big tech rivals are stepping in. Google, OpenAI, and xAI just signed a $200 million DoD contract.
That is a huge shift. But if I put myself in the shoes of an executive, if the vendors are literally suing the Pentagon, how does a commander at CCAD plan a stable, long-term AI strategy without betting on the wrong horse?
It's a huge risk if you rely solely on commercial procurement. It's inherently unstable. And that instability is exactly why the DoD and the intelligence community launched a program called Mystic Depot.
Mystic Depot.
Yes, it establishes a standardized evaluation harness for testing AI.
What does an evaluation harness actually look like in practice?
Think of it like a digital crash test simulator for software. They run the AI model through thousands of automated, highly stressful, adversarial prompts to try and force it to break its own security protocols before it ever touches a live Army network.
So executives don't have to individually guess if a commercial tool is reliable. They rely on these rigorous testing standards.
Exactly. They rely on the harness to secure an authority to operate. The takeaway for executives is to rely on approved enterprise platforms like Army Vantage and GenAI.mil, which is actually expanding via Google Gemini integrations right now, rather than getting caught in the crossfire of commercial vendor disputes.
Keep the focus on readiness, not the courtroom. Well, speaking of the commercial sector, it is time to shift gears. We are turning on the industry radar to look at future tech and commercial watch.
I love this segment.
But first, a quick reminder for our listeners. The tools we are about to discuss are for your home lab or industry awareness only. They are not currently authorized for CUI or depot networks.
Right, keep them off the work computers. But industry awareness is critical for understanding where our own military networks will be in 3 to 5 years.
And this report on AI coding agents is a massive leap forward. We used to talk about LLMs, or large language models, as assistants. Pair programming, where you type half a line of code, and the AI suggests the rest.
Yeah, advanced autocomplete, basically.
But the industry is moving way past that into fully autonomous AI teams.
The shift from an assistant to an autonomous agent is profound. These systems continuously monitor an entire software code base. They can autonomously identify a vulnerability, write the patch, test it, and deploy the fix to the live server all while the human engineers are self.
It's like having a dedicated team of digital engineers working in the background 24/7. And this kind of development isn't restricted to Silicon Valley. Peer competitors and international partners are moving fast.
Right.
Like Ukraine has launched a program opening real-world data to startups for AI training.
Which is a huge advantage. The Ukrainian Ministry of Defense is giving startups actual chaotic battlefield data to train next-gen autonomous systems.
Because training on harsh reality produces a better tool than a simulated lab.
Exactly. And while these autonomous coding agents aren't on our networks today, they represent the near future of how OIB, software modernization and maintenance systems, will eventually be developed.
It feels like we are standing on the edge of a massive operational leap. We started out talking about a mechanic at CCAD building a digital multi-tool, and we're ending by looking at autonomous digital teams deploying their own code.
It really forces a reevaluation. As AI moves from a tool we use to an agent that acts autonomously alongside us, the most valuable skill won't be knowing how to prompt the AI.
Really, what will it be?
Knowing how to ask the right critical questions of the answers it gives you. Human judgment and critical thinking will be the ultimate technical skills.
Human judgment. That is a great note to end on. From custom agents streamlining the shop floor to navigating high-stakes vendor lawsuits at the command level, AI is fundamentally reshaping every layer of how we maintain readiness.
It really is.
Thanks for joining us. Whether you're turning wrenches in the hangars or crunching numbers for the command team, you are the engine that keeps Army aviation ready. Stay safe, stay innovative, and we'll see you on the next Depot AI Brief.